human. We are human. And we need to make sure that we demand the treatment that we deserve. We demand it. We're not asking, we're taking it. We want it.
Now, I'm gonna respect the organisers, but I'm also gonna say, yeah, I've got a message to those police officers who are complaining about the traffic. Because we're here to complain about two different things. The police want to complain about traffic, well, we're complaining about trafficking.
My name is Isra. I'm Libyan. I'm ashamed to be Libyan right now. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Where are the Libyans? Where are the Libyans calling this out? This is happening on our soil. Our soil. We are letting people being bought and sold. Women as young as 3 years old are being sold into sex trafficking, and we are allowing it to happen. Are you dumb? Are you mad? You encounter Libyans and they'll say there's no anti-blackness, there's no slavery within Libya. We are still referring to black people as abid. That is the black word, that is the Arabic word for slave. We are still referring to people as slaves.
And anyone who still did not believe that Gaddafi represented something more should realize he was holding back the very thing that is now happening. The very people in Libya at the time who intended and wanted this type of treatment to African people.
That's a fact.
African people being imprisoned and enslaved on African soil.
Consent over everything.
We are human.
We are human.
We are human.
We are human.
We are not for sale.
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 We condemn slavery. We condemn slavery. Enough is enough.
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 We are not for sale.
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 We condemn slavery. We condemn slavery. We are human.
We are human.
We are human.
We are human.
We condemn slavery.
We condemn slavery.
We condemn slavery.
We condemn slavery.
Freedom for our sisters.
Freedom for our sisters.
Freedom for our brothers.
Freedom for our brothers.
Freedom for Africa.
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 Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
We condemn slavery.
We condemn slavery.
We condemn slavery. We condemn slavery. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We are not for sale. We are not for sale. We are human.
We are human. We are human. We condemn slavery.
We condemn slavery. We condemn slavery. Freedom for Africa. Freedom for Africa. Freedom for Africa. Freedom for Africa. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
We are human. We are human.
We are human. We are not for sale. 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 We are human. We condemn slavery. We are human. 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 We are not for sale. 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 No to slavery. Nobody should sell the fellow human being. But no matter money, you don't sell human being. We want to remind each and everyone, it's a responsibility to come and speak. We speak of one voice. We are all African. Our leaders around, all African leaders, remind you this is a responsibility to look after the well-being of your people. Where are the African leaders? We say no to slavery. No to slavery. We condemn slavery. We give you freedom, Libyans. We give freedom to Libya. Libya Libya was in embargo for how many years? Who fight for them? Who fight for them? We Africa. How many countries in Africa just fight to give freedom to Libya? Today they forget about this. 50 years ago, there was the poorest country in Africa. There was a really rubbish country in Africa. Who give them the rights? Who help them? Who try to fight for them? But now, they are not giving us as slaves. They are giving us like we are a dog. But I think so they are dogs. We are not a dog. They are a dog. They are a sheep. They are a dog. They are a nothing. Nonsense. This is a no way to do it. If they make themselves from trouble, we are not. It's not that we are the ones who make them in trouble. It's their own self. It's not the Sarkozy. It's not, it's their own self. My dear, it's all their own self. It's not Europe. It's not Europe. It's not anybody. It's their own self. They assist people to kill Muammar Gaddafi. When Gaddafi was in life, in Libya have everything. Libya have food. Libya, Africa have food. All African countries we was really nice. Gaddafi helped us more than Gaddafi helped us 2 years only. It's like other people try to help us for 50 years. Only the investment for Gaddafi for 2 years in all Africa is more than 50 years for other countries. Not slavery. Not slavery. We are not a dog. We are not an animal. We are not a sheep. The people who sell us like a sheep, they are sheep. They are dogs. They are animals. They are nonsense. They are no human being.
EU, stop condoning slavery. Stop paying Libya to keep migrants out of Europe. Stop the arrangements with between Italy and Libya. It's disgraceful. It's all about paying Libya to turn people into slaves. EU, stop condoning slavery. Stop it now. And safe passage for all migrants. Migration is not a crime. Safe passage to Europe for all migrants. Stop paying Libya to treat people like slaves. EU, stop it.
Thank you. Where are African leaders? Where are African leaders? Can you ask in any of the countries where we have 40 different citizens from different nations? They are all stuck in Libya right now. We ask again, where is African Union? Can anybody see us? Where's the African Union? Where are our leaders? Where are the leaders from Nigeria, from Chad, from Ghana, from Sudan, from all over Africa? Where are the leaders? From Zimbabwe, from South Africa? Where are they? Where were they? Right. And when
Surely after the first they are there.
it's madness. We need no to slavery. No to slavery. No to slavery. No to slavery.
The job of the United Nations. What is the job of the United Nations? Somebody tell me. We don't know what the job of the United Nations is. You know, things are happening. We're all paper tigers. Nonsense. Organizations. You have nothing to show for the work that you do. When people have been sold as slaves in 2017. Shame on the world.
Shame on them.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. My name is C.O.E. I'm from the Malcolm X movement, and I've been working with this issue in Libya actually since the late 1990s. but also from the inception of the NATO war of destruction against Libya, which was an attack on the entire African continent actually, since 2011. I just want to relay a few things to you, because I went 3 times during the NATO war against Libya in 2011. So I wanted to convey a few things to you. I also want to let you know I work directly with the Libyan resistance against racism and imperialism.
Yes.
One thing you should understand first of all, the Libyan people comprise 3/3 of different kind of looking people. 1/3 of the Libyan people look like white people from North Europe. The other third of Libyan people look more or less like me and my complexion. And the other third of Libyan people are black people, black African people, people who have a dark hue and dark skin. And this relates to the fact that in Libya, because the colonialists drew up the borders that was not our choice, they cut through ethnic and tribal lines. So you will have tribes in the Sahel region. Those who don't know, Sahel is the Sahara belt in that region of Africa. You have tribes from Niger, from Chad, from Algeria, from Egypt, tribes who cross over into Libya as well, and from Mali as well, absolutely. And the war against Mali as well, shortly after Libya, was also tied together in what imperialism, and you have to remember who led this colonization and neo-colonial war against North Africa and Libya, who actually incepted this racism and slavery in Libya. It was none other than this state, this country in which we're standing, and the French state, because they use proxies, militias, death squads in Libya that were explicitly and strategically anti-black. Why? Now, we can have a critical conversation about the Jamahiriya of Muammar Gaddafi, and we should. There was pros and cons. But I'm telling you that Libya, under that socialist government, gave some relative dignity to black migrants traversing through the people smugglers into North Africa. When I went to Libya, I worked with Pan-Africanist youth organizations in Tripoli. When I went to Libya, because there was a NATO bombing campaign, I had to go through the land from Tunisia. On my first trip, I met thousands of black African brothers who were in refugee camps on the Tunisian side of the border. You have to remind yourself that the NATO's freedom fighters, so-called in 2011, one of those militias was called the Brigades for the Purging of Black Skin. NATO and its proxies wanted to destroy Libya as a Pan-Africanist country. Just weeks before the NATO intervention, Muammar Gaddafi met in Tripoli in a conference Pan-Africanists and black radicals from London and the United States. He also met, and you can see on the internet, the only male heir to Malcolm X, Malcolm Shabazz, was in that room in Tripoli with Muammar Gaddafi. The discussion was, how can Libya be a support for the black liberation struggle across the West, and how Libya is a home to the black liberation movement across the world. So imperialism wanted to destroy Libya, wanted to destroy that country that was using its oil wealth for the benefit of its people and for the benefit of Pan-Africanist projects. There's another very important thing I want to relate to you. It's very important.
Remind us.
There was a town until late 2011 in northern Libya called Tawarga. This was the only, I repeat, this was the only black African town in all of North Africa. Dark-skinned Libyans, nearly 40,000 of them. That town no longer exists today because NATO's proxies have wiped out those people. They've been raped, looted and massacred towards the end of 2011. I work with the Tawargans. And you should know that the Tawargan people are a Libyan and African people, and the Tawargan people are a highly respected and integral part of the Libyan resistance. So I'm telling to you, this was going on since the spring in 2011. These so-called rebels and freedom fighters for NATO in Libya, excuse me sister, these so-called rebels, the first act of their so-called revolution, these are the scumbags that represent them now. This flag is the flag of the Italian colonialists and the British colonialists of killing Greece. So it's absolute scumbag. Right, so this is the state of the lynchers of NATO.
Reminder.
And so the first act of the so-called Libyan Arab Sting, some people call the Libyan Spring, Arab Spring, the first act, and they were so proud of it. They filmed it in their hundreds. They went into the public squares in Benghazi and in Darna on the east side of Libya, and they lynched, they chopped up our black brothers.
That's a fact.
And myself and other comrades, a few of us, were saying to the world from February, March, this is going on. And everyone denied us, censored us, ignored us. And it was only until Channel 4 News went to Tripoli after NATO's death squads had overthrown that country that they found literally our African brothers and sisters crying their eyes out in fear for being lynched and raped by NATO's proxies. So this is the 7th year this has been going on. For 7 years I've been working directly with the Libyan resistance, with the Black Liberation Movement. And during in August 2011, I can tell you, some of you may have been there, it was myself and only 12 other Pan-Africanists who were in front of the US Embassy denouncing all this. So I'm telling you, this has been a long, hard struggle to try and engage people, and this is why it's so beautiful and important that our comrades have initiated this very important protest, that we've taken inspiration from our African brothers and colleagues in Paris and other parts of Europe. It's high time. It's the 7th year that we've been trying to engage people directly with the Black Liberation Resistance, with the Libyan resistance. We say rightly, free our brothers. But the only force that can free our brothers is not the colonialists, it's not the French state, it's not the British state. They are the arsonists. They are the neo-colonialists who is doing this to Africa. They are using Africa as a people smuggling route to supply dirty European men with women involved in prostitution. Our people are dying on the people smuggling route in the desert. Our people being manipulated, our sisters are being manipulated across Africa and even into Near East Asia. Even from Syria, people are coming through that route. There's only one force that can liberate our people, and there has been only ever one force that can liberate our people. That's our revolutionary grassroots in our homelands, in alliance with others. So I invite you, and my concrete proposal from here on is that we have to take this rise of passion and solidarity, and we have to organize that strategically now. That's the next step. We have to find unity, as my brother is correctly saying. We have to unite all the Africans along with the other allies and comrades across the world and support the Libyan resistance, the people of Tawarga, the black tribes of Libya, and the other people of Libya are fighting this racism and slavery today. We should not be manipulated by the neo-colonialists who are responsible for the situation. Only yesterday, nearly 40 of our brothers and sisters died in the new Middle Passage in the Mediterranean Sea. We have to understand this is a direct, explicit strategic policy of the leading NATO countries. This is not a quote-unquote mistake. What, they made a mistake first in Afghanistan, then in Iraq, and then in Syria, and then in Somalia, and then in Mali. This is not mistakes. A mistake you make once and you can rectify. You don't make a mistake a dozen times over 2 decades. This is what we're faced with. This is a recolonization strategy of imperialism. This is a strategy to ensure that Africa stays on its knees, and it never has a leadership that uses its God-given natural wealth to uplift the African masses. So the Libyan resistance is one of the most important resistance movements anywhere in the world, and that's our only path to resistance and liberation. So, in conclusion, thank you to those who have organized this today. Let's take this forward and organize together. I am in touch with the Libyan resistance day and night. I am an honorary member of the Libyan resistance, and we work with other people around that. So let's join hands in defense of our people. Thank you.
Well done, Shukr. Well done. You heard our brother. We heard our brother. So exactly this is what is happening to us. So in order for us to fix this, we have to unite. We have to unite. Until we are united, we will not be able to fix this issue. Africa united, Black united. We are not for sale. We are not for sale. We are not for sale. We are human. We are human. We are human. Free Africa. Free our brothers. Free our sisters. Free our brothers. Free our sisters. We are not for sale. We are not for sale. We are not for sale. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We are not for sale. We are human. We are human. Free our brothers. Free our sisters. Free Africa. Free Africa. Free Africa. We are not for sale. Stop slavery. Stop slavery. Stop slavery. We are not for sale. We are not for sale. Stop for sale.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Greetings.
Come on.
Greetings. No. Greetings. 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 Where the fists at? Greetings. Greetings. Blessings. Okay. I'm from an organization called Slavery Remembrance, and I'm also representing my tribe. This is the organization that helped to organize this protest today. Many of you are on our Facebook event page. We hold a memorial every year to remember our ancestors, those that were lost in the transatlantic slave trade. That trade never ended. As we can see in Libya, that trade still exists today. What is shameful is that when we hold that memorial in Trafalgar Square, it's not filled by our people. We need to come together. We need to unite. Because while we're still fragmented, they will still abuse us. So we need to remember who we are and where we came from. What is happening in Libya is nothing new. What is happening in Libya is horrific. Not only are they kidnapping our people, they're cutting them open, stealing their organs, and dumping their bodies in the oceans. 3-month-old babies. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We must unite. We must unite. We must unite. We must unite. Africa united. Africa united. Africa united. We are one. 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 Finger, we are one. We are one. We are one. We are one. No more. No more. Done. Done.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan. Brothers and sisters, just want to introduce another speaker. I mentioned to you there's only a dozen of us outside the US Embassy when NATO were bombing Libya, creating this mess. And one of them is a very important comrade of ours in London. He's a leading Pan-Africanist here. He's also a leading trade unionist here. So please welcome Brother Glenroy Watson to the microphone.
Thank you, comrades. There are times that people try to tell us, that there is a difference between what they call so-called modern slavery and the enslavement that has continued. And we need to make the connection and recognize that there are some places and some people on this planet who want to treat us as something different. And we call upon all people to resist this type of treatment to African people. We need to understand the global context in which these things are being done.
Remind them.
People need to remember the attitude towards Libya.
That's a fact.
That they felt able to bomb a nation simply because it opposes Western imperialism. That says that there is another way to treat people. And anyone who still did not believe that Gaddafi represented something more, should realize he was holding back the very thing that is now happening. The very people in Libya at the time who intended and wanted this type of treatment to African people.
That's a fact.
African people being imprisoned and enslaved on African soil.
Unacceptable. We can't accept that.
This is hypocrisy.
To the maximum.
This is insane.
Yes, sir.
This is unacceptable. And none of us should stand for it.
Yes.
We have to recognize
We condemn it.
that it will take more more than what we have here and all the demonstration in the West.
We are one.
Understand that.
That's it.
Understand that.
Speak out.
Because they are killing our people.
That's a fact. Murdering.
It is not just those people who are brave enough to get on poor boats to cross the sea. They are killing us on the land, they are killing us on the sea, they are killing us in refugee camps. And we as Africans need to recognize that and start standing up.
That's a fact.
There should be a permanent demonstration here. There should be a permanent demonstration here. Let us call upon our friends in the West. Let us call upon people of conscience to recognize that that embassy, those people inside there, do not represent that nation on Africa. They are bandits, they are rapists, they are murderers. They should be arrested. The police should be in there and asking for their complicity in this process. So we need to ensure tomorrow there is action, the day after there is action. Comrade has explained to you Comrade has explained to you that I'm a member of the trade union, I'm a member of the RMT. In our trade union, we believe in direct confrontation. We can't plead with the enemy. The enemy doesn't understand. So we need to ensure that we confront the enemy. I thought my voice was loud enough. We have to ensure that there is a continued process. And I give my pledge not only as a member of our trade union, but as a representative of the organization of the Global African Congress, that we want to put as much resource and support towards the effort to fight this nastiness that's going on. Africans are not for sale, not now, not ever, and you will feel resistance and you will feel fighting fire with fire. Thank you, comrade. I remain in solidarity with you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We have a sister here called Caroline from Africa who wants to say something as well.
I want to stand here for your brothers in France, the French Afro-descendants. As you know, when the CNN news broke out, a lot of Afro-descendants in France rose. You have a collective of people that came together, led by Claudicia and Kimi Seba. And since for the last 10 days, in different places in France, in Europe, yesterday they were in Brussels, yesterday we were also protesting in Marseille, last week they were in Paris, and they're maintaining it. There's a contest not just for against slavery, but also there's a real battle to bring down the French the CFA, the French CFA. So it's just to say, I just wanted to let you know that yesterday we were in Marseille. There were 2,000 people gathered to protest against slavery, just to say that black people are not for sale. And all of the French press that have reported the event have said that 100 to 300 people were present. So you have to realize that there is an intention to really undermine what we are doing and to really make us appear that we are not united and we are weak and we do not stand for our people. more. I just wanted to contribute to this. My name is Karasika. Our platform is Afroculture. What we are trying to do is to really create links between all the diaspora. So whether it be here in the UK, whether it be in other places in Europe, we are also on the African continent. We're just the media basically that's just portraying what is happening and trying to bring people together. We are stronger together. They have divided us because of our languages. Because we cannot, maybe people who speak English can understand people who speak French or Portuguese or Spanish. Exactly. But we need to really come together, it's important, and media need to represent accurately what is happening because we are a force and we are rising, okay? So I just wanted to say this, we are not for sale. We are not for sale. We are not for sale.
Thank you. Another great message. Guys, we here as one. Remember that. Until we are one, we will not be able to fix this mess. So, the message is united. Okay, another brother want to say something. He is one of La Fraternity members, one of the organizers.
Thank you very much for the massive attendance, brothers and sisters, white, black, blue, green, everyone. First of all, I'm not an activist, therefore my speech will not be as inspiring as my predecessor, so forgive me about that. But I just want us to make a few, key points. First of all, there is a global injustice that, across race, religion, etc., etc. So that will be at the very top of our fights. Injustice, regardless of what it is against. Okay, yeah, injustice, global injustice, whatever it may be, global, natural, subnational, etc., etc. Let's not focus on the race, let's focus on human beings. This is my key view, right? This is a human issue, and all humans have to stand up and, denounce it. Now, as we speak now in Africa, in Libya, we have our brothers and sisters who have been enslaved by fellow human beings, right? That's really, really appalling. We are protesting around the world, which is very good, but what we need to remember beyond the protest, what other action, concrete action can we make to liberate those people under oppression? No black, no white, no blue, green, whoever is under oppression. I can think of the Rwandans, Rohingyans, even here in the UK you can find of people. This is a human issue, right? It's going to be very powerful. And secondly, in relation to, what we are brought us here this afternoon about what's happening in Libya, we need to identify the key decision makers who can make change. Do not just stand here and say we need to stop X, Y, Z, which is a very good starting point, by the way, but we need to know who can make concrete action in Libya to liberate those who have been enslaved and stop others from being enslaved. Who are they? Who knows the key decision makers? I know a few, perhaps. We can think about the international community, we can think about the UN. We can, Africa, the key issue is we don't have the means. We need to be pragmatic and realize what is going on, right? So, of course, there are key players while we identify them, and then we make concrete action on how this can happen on the ground, right? Now, I will speak a little bit of French because j'ai mes amis français certainement qui sont par là et peut-être qui n'ont pas compris ce que je dis. Bon, je ne vais pas me répéter, mais bon, bienvenue ici, c'est que je suis en train de dire que nous avons un problème ici, c'est un problème humain qui va au-delà des races. Donc, notre lutte, c'est au sommet de la pyramide de notre lutte, c'est l'être humain, la justice sociale et surtout l'être humain, est-ce que vous voyez? Donc, nous devons essayer de faire une coalition mondiale, globale, pour que toute injustice, pour qu'on truc contre l'injustice humaine ici. Ça, c'est le premier cas. Et le second point, au-delà des manifestations qui est très bien, nous devons tous réfléchir sur des actions concrètes pour libérer nos frères et sœurs qui sont en ce moment esclaves en Libye. Je vais vous donner un exemple, emprisonnés ou esclaves. Parce que nous savons tous les décideurs, les qui décideurs, l'Union européenne, l'Union africaine, donc que chacun de nous identifie une façon de les identifier pour prendre des actions concrètes et libérer nos frères et sœurs. Maintenant, ce mouvement, il ne faudrait pas qu'on s'arrête à cela, que ce soit un mouvement contre toute injustice qui touche l'être humain,
même si ce sont des êtres humains qui sont venus de Mars, qui sont victimes d'une injustice, qu'on se lève et qu'on dénonce cette injustice. Je vous remercie. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. No more slavery. We are not for sale. We are not for sale. People want to speak. Just bear with us, please. Just bear with us. We're just trying to organize something quickly here. Can you make a little space here? You need this space.
Please, you should go the other side.
Okay, what's your name, sister?
Okay, my sister wants to say something. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm not an activist or anything like that, but I am someone who's been fighting for humanity since the day she was born. And that's because I'm black, there's nothing else to it. Amen. What I like to say here is that I am sick and tired of black people having to fight for their humanity every single day. Yes. I am sick and tired of the brutalization of black bodies for capitalist gains. Yes, I am sick and tired of African leaders seeing us as nothing more than just votes. Whenever they realize that their fridges are empty and they need people to vote for them so they can fill their fridges with food, fill their banks with money out of our votes, while colluding with imperialists and colonialists. I am sick and tired of seeing young black children fighting for their humanity when they should be at the park playing like everyone else. I am sick and tired of protest because you refuse to see me as human. I know you want to say, don't treat animals this way, because no, animals don't deserve this. Nothing deserves this.
Indeed.
We are more than just capitalist gains. Yes. We are more than just change. Yes. We are humans, and I am sick and tired of having to repeat that to everyone.
Yes. Yes. Well,
and to all the young people out here, and people keep telling you that it's just social media. It's not. I wouldn't have heard of this if it wasn't for social media. Social media is mobilization. Social media is knowledge. I learn and unlearn on social media.
Yes.
This is how I feel as though I am supposed to, because there's social media, there's all of you. And my plea to you today is that don't give up on people. Don't give up on African people. Don't give up on black people. You don't have to be black to fight for black people. Fight for us because we're human. Yes. Not because we're labor. We're going to wake up and build you a nice house. Yes. We're more than that. We're human. That's just it. Don't argue. Fight for black people because they can build this. They can help your economy. Fight for me because I'm human.
Yes.
That's all I'd like to say.
Well done. Great message. We have a sister here who wants to sing for us. It's a liberation song. Please. Yes, we will let you to be here. I know. Yes.
Go for it.
Just bear with us, please.
No to slavery!
No to slavery!
No to slavery!
No to slavery! We are humans! We condemn slavery! We condemn slavery! We condemn slavery!
Give us sister a clap!
Hello. Everyone who knows this song, you should repeat after me. After me. Malaika, nakupende malaika. Malaika, nakupende malaika. Nami bifanye. Iswana wenzio. Nashitwala maisi nawe. Ingevuo malaika. I love my Africa. I love my Africa.
Thank you.
Asi bonanga. Asi bonanga Mandela. We are not for sale. We are not for sale. Stop slavery. Stop selling us. We are not for sale. Thank you. We are human
You said no to slavery.
Well done, well done, well done.
I see some people here who brought their children.
Yes.
And for those of you that have brought your children, thank you.
Thank you.
Because we do this for them. Thank you. We do this for all of our children. The children that live here and the children that are yet to come.
Yes.
This is enough.
Enough.
Thank you for bringing your children.
Thank you. Enough. Thank you.
I want to tell you all, some of you who have seen the social media messages out there promoting this memorial, you'll have seen this symbol.
Yes.
You'll have seen this symbol. This is our symbol. It's the Sankofa, for those of you that don't know, and it means to remember. It is for us to remember what has happened and to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Stop.
This is a symbol owned by us, by our people. It's for us to take up this fight and carry it forward. We cannot do this looking at others who do not have our best interests at heart and expect them to fight this fight. They never will. The press will never cover this. They're not interested. It's for us to unite. We must adopt the symbol. We must come together as one. This is my tribe.
Yes.
My tribe is the other organisation that helped to organise this event today, this protest today.
Yes.
My tribe's sole purpose is to unite the African diaspora.
Yes.
That's the Africans in the Caribbean.
Yes.
That's the Africans in Latin America.
Yes.
And that's the Africans in Europe.
Yes.
It's time we come together.
As one.
My tribe. My tribe. My tribe. My tribe. You are all my tribe. And I am all your tribe. My tribe. No more. We are together. No more. To all of you people out there, we are united. My tribe.
Well done, Giselle. Guys, the message is this. Once we are united, we will defend ourselves. Once we are united, we enforce. What happened in Libya is upsetting. It is upsetting. It's unacceptable. Right? It's not human. It's against the human right. What will we do to stop this? It's one thing. It's unity. Unity. We should support our brothers and sisters who has a business. If we are not supporting them, we will not be economically strong. In order to fight this, we need to be united. We need finance. We need finance. Let's support our brothers and sisters' business. Remember, this system is brought up to put us down, to make sure we are not economically strong. In order for us to be economically strong, we need to support our brothers and sisters' businesses. This is important. This is important. So we say no to slavery. We say united black. United black, united African, united African. So I have a brother here who also want to say something. Okay, 1 second.
Sorry, hello. So no to slavery.
No to slavery.
We are not for sale.
We are not for sale.
All right, I would like to say to everyone here, just one thing. Don't be frightened, don't be scared because you're black. Stand up because today we are intelligent. Today we are strong. 200 years ago, 300 years ago, no one could come anywhere in the world to say no to slavery. Today we can. Because we have a voice.
Freedom of
Today
speech.
we have ears to listen to us. Today we are stronger. So get up and stand because you are black, strong and powerful.
Well done, leader. Another brother want to say something. His name is Femi. Thank you, brother. We are not for sale.
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 Now this is bigger than Libya. We know the US, the UK, the EU, they went in, they destroyed the country, and now we're being traded as slaves there. But this is bigger than Libya. Bigger than Libya. You go to Brazil, what's the case? What's the case in Brazil, where they speak Portuguese? Black people are still being enslaved in many ways. We're poor. It was eradicated in 1888, and we're still impoverished, and we're forced to work as maids, locked in cupboards and the rest. You go to Saudi Arabia, they're throwing Ethiopians out of windows in Saudi Arabia. They're throwing Ethiopian maids, they're throwing them out of windows. And you're taking their passport away. You're there. It's enforced work. It's slavery. That's Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Even in the States and here, you look at migrant detention, you look at the way they treat us. It's worldwide. It's bigger than just Libya. We are not for sale. We are not for sale. We're not going to be the victims of climate injustice. We're not going to be the victims of enslavement. We're not going to be the victims of this migrant crisis in inverted commas, i.e. colonialism ongoing. And people having to move as economic migrants because all of our stolen wealth is here in the UK. That's why it's one of the richest countries in the world. We're here because you were there, and we're not for sale. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Femi. Thank you, Brother Femi. Okay, guys, honestly, we witness in here a lot of anger, and we have all the right to show this today. The reason being is enough is enough. We've been suffering. We have to unite to make change. Nobody will change this. We have to change this. In order this to change, we need to unite. I will never stress to say this. I will keep saying it until we leave here today. I keep saying this wherever I go. It's really important. They want to divide us, and let's not accept this to happen. They want to divide us. Let's not this happen. Let's not accept this to happen. One more time, I'm gonna say this. Let's support our brothers and sisters' business. Economically, if you have a finance, trust me, we can go far. We will be able to send our kids to private school to get a good education. We will be able to have a more entrepreneurial black Africans, right? We will be able to basically spend money in other things that we need. We need to succeed in Africa. We need to succeed anywhere. So I will not stress enough to be economically strong. In order for us to be economically strong, we have to support each other. I hear some brothers saying, "Oh no, I'm not gonna go there because goods are expensive." It's not a good thing to say. It's not a good thing to say. We have to stick with them. We have to support the businesses. We have to make sure we are economically strong. Once we are, we will defeat every enemy. Once we are, we will defeat every enemy. So one more time, united. Let's unite. Let's unite. We are not for sale. I know my voice is gone, but we will hear. We are not for sale. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Free Africa. Free Africa. Free our brothers. Free our brothers. Free our sisters. Free our sisters. We are not for sale. We are not for sale. We are human. We are human. We are human. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Another brother wants to say something. Okay, just 2 minutes.
We are here because they are there. We are here because you are there.
Yes. Yes.
Because you are there.
Yes.
Stop slavery in Africa.
Yes.
Stop funding dictators in Africa. Stop funding dictators in Africa. You stop funding dictators in Africa. You stop funding dictators in Africa. You stop the Khartoum process. You stop the Khartoum process. You stop funding dictators in Africa. You stop funding dictators in suffering for almost 26 years. It's not
it's
only
true.
today that you are hearing about slavery. We are the first victims of slavery, and this has got to stop. We can't stop this by uniting. You can't stop this by working together. Stop. EU, stop funding dictators.
Shame on you, EU.
Shame on you, EU. Shame on you, EU. Shame on you, EU. I think what we need to do is we need to...
Let's wait for the sister to finish, please.
In front of the EU headquarters. We must plan to protest in front of the EU headquarters.
The guy, please, I've just been told that the people are blocking the traffic. Please, move in, please. Please move in. Let's not disrupt the traffic, please, guys. Move in, please. Let's organize it much better, please. Thank you, sister. Thank you, sister, for your message. Guys, we have a brother here who wants to quickly say something as well. So all the messages are important. We need to hear what people are saying. We need to hear about people's anger. It's really important.
What I want to say, all people said Africa is poor. In our mind, we said we are poor, but I never agreed that. We are rich. We are the richest continent in the world. I want to remember you people, who people really care of Saudi Arabia. This all support even from Libyan things. You think it's only from Europe. There is Saudi Arabia. There is Qatar. They just in their mind, we are slaves. In their mind, they said we are Hamar. That is big wrong. They have to recognize we are the one who helped them before. The richest man in the world. Now, from him, like Bill Gates is the poorest man in front of him. He's a Mansa Musa. Who is Mansa Musa? Who fight for Mansa Musa riches? Nobody said. He only one who carrying 400 billion to go to help poor people. Who was these poor people? These poor people, Saudi Arabia. These poor people is from Qatar. These poor people, we are the one who fight and who really try to do all our best to help them. But today they forget about this. They don't even care. And people said Africa is poor. How come if you are poor you can carry $400 billion? Where you will take from? Our land is the richest land I have never seen. We are the powerful. Stop doing barbary. I hate barbary.
Yes, for those who doesn't know, Africa have, if you want, the most richest continent on earth. We have the resources that any other continent has. Hence why the West cannot leave us alone. Hence why they want to put us down. The system is made to put us down so they can use our resources. So enough is enough. We will also create a system that will make us to use our own resources, to survive from our own resources. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Okay, we have a sister here who also wants to say something. Before I give the mic to our sister, I just want to let you know, this coming on the 9th of December, there will be another demo here. This is to show you we are not happy. We want to see a massive crowd on the day. So a brother here who want to pass a message quickly regarding that demo on the 9th.
It'll be a very quick one, We're not going to have only one off. On the 9th, we have an authorization already. We're going to be here again at the same time. 9 December. 1 o'clock, we'll be here.
1 o'clock.
Because the topic is so important. We're not going to be talking about it only once.
That's right.
We'll be here. Please, I invite all brothers and sisters to be here again. More than today. And talk to your brothers, talk to your sisters. We should all be united, join all together to be here Saturday 9th to carry on what we started. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Thank you for your patience, sister. Thank you, brother. Once again, guys, our sister here wants to say something quickly. Bear with us, please.
Hello, my brothers and sisters, and my daughters and sons.
I'm an older woman now, and I'm here doing the same things when I was a teenager. And I got out of my bed today, sick, because actually it's a luxury compared to being a slave. Yeah. But look at us, we're small. Look how little there are of us. We should be filling up both sides of this road. Yeah. It shouldn't be let's let the traffic keep going. Yeah. We are still in traffic. This is nothing. Given the atrocity, the gravity of the situation, and we are just a handful, literally, considering how big we are as an African people. That's a fact. My brothers and sisters, we are in trouble. That's a fact. Zimbabwe announced yesterday that they're going to give some reparation to white farmers, British white farmers. Let bygones be bygones, but they must have their reparations. The Manga media is still continuing and affecting us. Now, Pan-Africanism, Kwame and Nkrumah, they put aside all their differences. They put aside religious differences amongst us. And they put first the African family. That's right. And that is the only way this thing is ever going to work. Now, as long as you're in this country, you need to make sure that every time the politicians engage with us, we demand, including with Jeremy Corbyn, what is their position on this? What is their position on African slavery? How can the BBC be so silent on this? What are you going to do with it? Never give a vote to anybody until they make a clear position. Ask them, what sanctions are they going to give to the Libyans? And next time we come here, we should be able to see each other because we're so packed out along here. In solidarity.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. Round of applause for our sister. Well done. These kind of messages that we need. Well done, sister. We have another brother here from Eritrea. His name is Ismail. We want to say something.
Thank you. Get up, brother.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you're black, white, brown, regardless of your race, then you should be proud that you're here today. United we stand. We're all in it together. I just want to contextualize this issue because a lot of people think it's Africa's problem. It's everybody's problem. Just this week, on the 29th,
excuse me, everyone. We want everyone to come inside here because of the road. People passing. Police been a request for a long time. No one wants to use it. Please, everyone is inside here. Please, for your own security. Please, come in. Please. Please, guys, if you want to carry the demo, let's respect the rules, please. Come in, guys. We got more space in here. Just move in, please. Come on, brother Ismail. Carry on.
So, just this week, from the 29th to the 30th, there is a summit, AU-EU summit in Ivory Coast. And on the agenda is migration, the biggest lie of our time. Migration has never been a problem for humanity. People traveled, people migrated. Last month in October, the EU, they said they're going to shut down the Mediterranean. And what is that? Who's paying for the warlords in Libya? The EU is paying for it. The EU is paying for it. And we need to understand that. The European Union is paying for it. The fact that we're here today and we are less than 1,000 shows that the problem has never been only the black people's problem, but it has never been understood as a humanity problem. It has been black people's problem for a long time. And it's not. And we need to understand that. It's a humanities problem. Brothers and sisters, I come from Eritrea.
And on average, 5,000 people leave in Eritrea every day. Every month, sorry. Every month. And the EU is giving 200 million to the Eritrean dictator.
Yeah. Unacceptable.
And then you're talking about migration.
Unacceptable.
That is the problem that we're facing.
Speak out.
It's all about capitalism. It's all about the EU trying to recolonize Africa.
Yeah. It's a mind game. Shame on them. Shame on them. Shame on them.
United we stand.
Shame on them.
United we stand.
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 United we stand!
United we stand.
United we stand!
One final point. Brothers and sisters, the speakers who are here, this is not black people's problem. And let's not make it a race problem. It's not a race problem. It's everybody's problem. It's our problem today as Africans, but it will be your problem tomorrow.
Yes.
If you don't stand today, it will be your problem tomorrow.
Kids.
Brothers and sisters, to my brothers and sisters who are not Africans, who are here today with us, please join us in solidarity every time on the 9th. Join us.
We have a lot of people that want to say something, brother. Yeah?
Yes, what?
We need to
give
take
it,
the crowd as
give
well.
it 10 seconds.
Want to what?
Give me 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds. There's gonna be a march on the 9th to the Parliament, and there's gonna be on the 8th and also on the 9th. So please join us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Ismail. Thank you. Guys, if you really want us to carry with this demo, you need to free the space there, please. The police keep requesting us to free the space. Please. So please come inside. Please come inside. Come inside. Guys, start moving in, please.
That's what I said, man. Just do it.
All right, we have another brother here who want to say something quickly. Okay, bear with us.
Tell them, man.
Yo. No justice. No justice. No justice. No, it's no justice, no peace. No justice. No justice. I don't really want to talk too much. I'm going to be very quick. Yeah. Now, if I could be there with my brothers and sisters, what I would be doing is I'd be fighting alongside them. Yeah, because it's better to, for me, it's better to die a free man than to live as a slave. You understand? But the main thing, our brothers and sisters, the main thing that brought me out here was our brothers and sisters in France. Yeah, the way they protested it in France, they raised their awareness. Yeah, so the best thing we can do for our brothers and sisters is to keep on raising this awareness. Yeah. Now I'm gonna respect the organisers, but I'm also gonna say, yeah, I've got a message to those police officers who are complaining about the traffic. Because we're here to complain about two different things. The police want to complain about traffic, well, we're complaining about trafficking. Now, what I'm saying is, I represent a movement called G.A.N.G, yeah, but it's a different kind of gang. Yeah, that gang represents guiding a new generation. So we all say, Gang unite, Gang unite, Gang unite, Gang unite, Gang unite. So this is what Gang Unite is. We're uniting for our people, even in Libya. And if it happens to our people in Nigeria, then we'll unite. If it happens to our people in America, then we'll unite. Everywhere they find our people, we're going to unite and we're going to rebel. Because rebellion is what made us free today. Yeah? So that's my last message to the police officers. Yeah? They want to complain about traffic, we're complaining about trafficking. Yeah? And what I have to tell you is, yeah, the main thing is to get national coverage. Now, with the Edson case, when the police killed Edson, in order to get national coverage, we had to stop the traffic. We had to have to lock off the road from Forest Gate to Stratford, and that's when the BBC News wanted to cover it, yeah? No justice! No justice! Gang unite! Gang unite! G-Circle!
That was a great message. We also have another brother here who want to say something. Yeah, I know, I've got people who are lined up. So, Brother Coffee want to say something.
Thank you very much. It gives me a courage and confidence to see us in number. That something is wrong, and we are not asleep, and we are coming out. This very event, I first saw it in France. And great men like this decided we should also do something. And we are proud to have you in your number. But I want to remind you of something. In 1960, when we started having independence across the continent of Africa, our dream was not this. We had a different dream.
Can you come upstairs?
We realized for thousands of years on that continent we've been sleeping. And we committed to ourselves that we are no more going to sleep again.
Yes.
Because we are going to have generations that we want to stand shoulder to shoulder, the way the Chinese, even the Europeans who colonize them, are standing shoulder to shoulder as a group of people. In America, they are standing shoulder to shoulder. Everyone except us. Yes. Except us. Yes. Since 1960, we formed a body called OAU. Those young and innocent independent countries that were fighting, young men like you, shedding their blood so that you will have freedom. What went wrong? What went wrong? What happened in Libya? The political institutions collapsed. And that is why they got a stage that we are here today. It means the solution to this problem, because why are we coming here? I'm an old man now. I've been doing this for a long time. What do we want? Freedom. How do you get freedom? Do you fight one by one, or you fight Who lead you in your fight? Are you going to lead yourself one by one? No. Is that what Donald Trump is doing in America? No. Is that what Jean-Claude Juncker is doing in the European Union? No. Who is representing you on the continent of Africa? No. You don't even know what you are doing.
They do nothing.
You, I'm not talking about them. You, we have to be honest and frank with ourselves. We are the most disorganized people. Organization of African unity means we need to organize ourselves. Yes. Have you seen a military people who are going to fight to win and everyone was fighting the way they like? No. Have you ever seen that before? No. When the Chinese stand, they can stand from here till the end of United Kingdom. Everybody will be standing like this. On the continent of Africa, it looks like we don't know what we are doing. Generations are coming. Generations are dying. These people are only running away, and they ended up as slaves. How many more are coming? Is that what you want to do with the rest of your life? Please, I won't talk more anymore because we are frustrated. You frustrate us. We need to change the way we go about this business. It's a political war. We need to be politically organized and have a clear leader to lead us to victory. Thank you. How we are going to do it? Is it going to be democratic? Or is it going to be, how do we want to do it? Self-determination. All of us to choose who lead us is the agenda. Thank you very much.
Stop the slavery! 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 Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough! No more slavery! No more slavery! No more slavery! No more slavery! We are human! 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 Enough Enough is enough.
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 We should unite.
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 Okay, we have another sister here who wants to say something quickly.
Hi people, united, united, united we stand.
Yes. United, united, united we stand. United, united, united we stand.
And I was going to speak on that day. Shout out to everyone that made it here today, yeah? Shout out to yourself. Big up yourself. Because at the end of the day, like, this is disgusting, fam. This is beyond disgusting, yeah? But yeah, go home, yeah, and talk to all your family, talk to all your friends, and let them know this is serious. I don't even care. I'll chat to my friends. If my friends say, it's not that serious, it's not that deep, fam, I've cancelled you out in my head, because at the end of the day, if I was being sold as a fucking slave, would you stand there and say, it's not that serious, it's not that serious? If you say some shit like that, sorry, we can't be friends, fam, we can't be friends. I don't do fashion friends. And yeah, I don't do fashion friends. Second, yeah, we need to show these people that we're coming together, innit? Like, social media is a big thing. I want everyone to tweet the Libyan embassy, tweet your MP, tweet whoever, tweet your who stands for you, fam, and get everyone else to also tweet for them, because they're gonna, online presence is real. Like, they're gonna hear it. They're gonna hear it. And third, yeah, let's love each other. Let's love ourselves and love each other. And let's stand together, because if there's any time, if there's any time, brothers, this is the time. This is the time. All our differences, dash that aside, because this is real. And yeah, again, shout out to yourselves for coming out here. And united, united, united we stand. United, united, united we stand. Shout out to everyone. United, united we stand. Shout out to everyone. And if you don't know like any bands, we need to be out here making noise. They can't carry on their bloody business if our people are getting fucking sold. They can't carry on their bloody business if our people are getting sold. That's some bullshit we're not going to stand for in 2017, brethren. And we hold currency, we hold fucking money, innit?
Thank you. Thank you, sister. Thank you, sister. Thank you, sister. United, 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 we. United, 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 we. United, united, we stand. United, united, we stand. That's nice one. And we have a brother Tony here who also wants to say something. You see, we're coming together as one.
Yes.
So now we have another brother who wants to say something. Thank you. The wealth of Africa built this country.
Yes.
The wealth of Africa built this country. The gold, all the riches, even up to today, the biggest export of Africa is money and its wealth.
Yes.
But that wealth never needed a visa to come to this country. No one ever asked for a stamp in that money's passport. Nobody ever asked for a stamp for a gold bar. No visas. The problem that is now in Libya is because the people who have lost that wealth actually want to come to Europe to claim some of it back. More money is sent back to Africa from remittances of people who are cleaning, who are doing early morning cleaning jobs, all of these things. More money is going back to Africa from that than all of the aid budget of all of the countries. The reason why people are dying in Libya is because the borders are closed. That is why people are, if you wanted to stop this slavery now, all that would have to happen is open the borders. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Open the borders. Immigration amnesty. Open the borders and let people stay. If their money is good enough for this country, then people are good enough for this country. If you don't want the money, if you don't want the people, don't take the wealth. Thank you. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony. We heard a Western man as well just now. This is to tell you, honestly, people are tired. We are tired. Enough is enough of what is happening to us in Africa. So we have a sister here, a sister from a country that we are demoing here today. It's a sister who basically sharing our view. She's sharing our views and she wants to say something.
She's from Libya. Give her a love.
She will introduce herself. That's what they've been mentioning. 1 second.
Hello. Hi everyone. Thank you for coming down today. Me myself, my name is Isra. I'm Libyan. I'm ashamed to be Libyan right now. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Where are the Libyans? Where are the Libyans calling this out? This is happening on our soil. Our soil. We are letting people being bought and sold. Women as young as 3 years old are being sold into sex trafficking, and we are allowing it to happen. Are you dumb? Are you mad? You encounter Libyans and they'll say there's no anti-blackness, there's no slavery within Libya. We are still referring to black people as abid. That is the black word, that is the Arabic word for slave. We are still referring to people as slaves. The issue is inherent, that it is shown linguistically. That is how anti-black our culture is. Yes, it's down to Western imperialism. Yes, it's down to the lack of political instability. But also, we must be culpable and call it out. Where are the Libyans? You're blaming on the West, yeah, okay, but you're still being racist. You're still being anti-black. So what's going on? Time and time and time and time again, these people will fetishize black women. Yeah? They will fetishize black men. They will say the N-word in music. They'll think it's okay. But suddenly, when people are calling out slavery, trafficking, sex trafficking in their own country, suddenly they're blind. Suddenly they can't see the same eyes that they were rapping to 50 Cent lyrics 30 seconds before. 30 seconds. Are you mad? Libyans, you need to wake up. The amount of nonsense I've seen on my timeline. People telling me we're not racist. I understand Libyans don't have enough money to feed their families right now. It's not an interpersonal issue. Why are you triggered? It's a cultural thing. We all need to denounce it. And that starts by being culpable. When you say as Libyans, we're guilty. When you say that, you will make a step to outlaw it. I'm disgusted by the lack of Libyans calling out human trafficking and slavery in our own country to our brothers and sisters. Our brothers and sisters, even black Libyans are treated like shit in Libya. So what are people? Devil people, they're all being treated like nonsense, like dirt. For what? Melanin pigmentation. Chemical reaction.
Thank you.
Don't be dumb, don't be dumb. Call it out, man. I expected to see way more Libyans. Way more Libyans. It's culpable. Culpability starts now. Now.
Honestly, I think not every Libyan shared what is happening in Libya at the moment. We're seeing one example right now from your sisters. So this shows one more time, honestly, we are one and we should be one. The race should not be any issue between our societies. This is wrong. So I will say no more slavery.
No more slavery!
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 We are human!
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 Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Free our brothers! Free our sisters! Free Africa! Free Africa! Free Africa! Free our sisters! Free our brothers! Free our sisters! Free our brothers! We are human! We are human! We are not percent! We are not percent! We are not percent! We are not percent! We are human! 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 Enough is enough! 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 No more slavery! 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 Enough is enough! 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 We are human! 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 percent. We are not percent. We are not percent. We are not percent. We are not percent. Free Africa. Free Africa. Free Africa. Free Africa. Free our sisters. Free our sisters. Free our brothers. Free our brothers. Free our brothers. Free our brothers. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We are not percent. We are not percent. We are not percent. We are human. We are human. We are human. We are human. We are not percent. We are not percent. We say no to slavery. 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 Enough is enough. 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 We are human. We are human. We are human. We are human. We are not percent. We are not percent. We are not percent. We are not percent. We say no to slavery. We say no to slavery. We say no to slavery. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We are not percent. We are not percent. Free Africa. Free Africa. Free Africa. Free Africa. Free Africa. Free Africa. Free Africa.
All have Let me use this time to remind you on the 9th of December, we're going to assemble at 1 o'clock to make our voice heard. Please remember, you have to tell your family, your friends, this is not about a race, it's human problem. This is a situation that we all, nobody wants to see another human being be selfish. We are not goose.
We are not goose.
We are human beings.
We are human.
So it's our responsibility. It's the responsibility of the mankind to remind each and everyone when you leave from here today, on the 9th of December at 1 p.m., we're going to assemble to remind the Libyan government that they need to do more. They need to do better. So what we say today, united we stand. So I want you to put the finger up like that. So we are one.
We are one.
We are one.
We are one.
We condemn slavery.
We condemn slavery.
Not to 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 slavery.
We condemn slavery.
We condemn slavery.
We condemn slavery.
We condemn
We are
slavery.
not for sale.
We are not for
We
sale.
are not for sale.
We are not for sale.
Not to slavery.
Not to slavery.
We condemn slavery.
We condemn slavery.
We condemn slavery.
We condemn slavery.
On the 9th of December, we are going to assemble here. Every good thing comes to an end. Few minutes from now, we will stop this demonstration for the 9th of December. But you have to, it's our responsibility, I said. When you leave from here, to remind your friends and family, use your social media as much as you can, to remind people that we can't allow human race to be sold. This is not about black, white, green, or purple. It's about human race. No one should be sold in the market. We also condemn it to the maximum. But one thing I will tell you, for the fact that BBC, CNN, the Sky News, and all the Western media is not carrying it, that means our awareness has not gone nowhere here. So we need to make sure that the next time, we're going to be in thousands. We need to show the part of the world that London came out. On the 9th of December, we got a president, right? We can't be intimidated. We need to come and speak out. All race will be here on the 9th of December at 1 p.m. We make sure we will be so many that the traffic will not go. Then the BBC will we will be right here. We reminding the Libyan government that they need to do better. Don't sell human beings. So we say no to slavery. 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 We condemn slavery. We condemn slavery.
Not to slavery.
We condemn slavery. It's against human rights. Slavery is against human rights. We are human. We are not goose. Please, when you leave from here, it's our responsibility to talk to our family, our friends. Use the social media as much as you can. Make sure that on the 9th of December, the media will carry for once. They play deaf ear. All the radio stations, all the FM stations, nobody is telling about it. What they're going to talk about, when a single black man in Hackney do one thing, BBC will carry the news, it will be a breaking news.
Yeah.
More breaking news than ever before. When a human being is selling in the market, who is responsible for what happened in Libya is David Cameron, Sarkozy, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton. Not to slavery.
Not to slavery.
Not to slavery.
Not to slavery.
We condemn slavery.
We condemn slavery.
Not to slavery.
Not to slavery.
Not to slavery.
Not to slavery.
As a sister, I want to make a brief statement. Thanks for your patience. Thank you for coming. For those who have the children with them, I can see a mom there, a young baby. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sister.
People.
Thank you, sister.
People
We come from church.
I just want to say something real quick because some of you might not see it. But the police in the back is trying to cause trouble because we're blocking the road. And what they're saying is that if you're black, you can't have a disruptive action. Because you being here and being black is already a disruption. So what we're going to do is we're probably not going to block the road today, but we're going to come back on the 9th of December and block the road.
Thank you.
So guys, on the 9th, let's have a big turn up, a massive turn up here. On the 9th, let's have a massive turn up. We requested the permission to do this demo here today. I wasn't expecting this camp to be here. And it's true. I wasn't expecting this camp to be here. But we need the spirit to stay. Hence why people are over there as well. Okay? So on the 9th, let's have a picture of people. Let's come on the 9th and brace ourselves. We need a big crowd. We need a bigger crowd than this. Please. So, say no to slavery.
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 Enough is enough.
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 We are human.
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 Free our brothers.
Free our brothers.
Free our brothers.
Free our brothers.
Free our sisters.
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 We say no to slavery.
We say no to slavery.
We say no to slavery.
We
say no to slavery.
We say no to slavery.
Enough is enough.
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 We say no to slavery.
We say
no to slavery.
We say no to slavery.
We are not percent.
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 We are human.
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 We are one.
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 Show me the fingers. We are one.
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 We are united.
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 We are not percent.
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 We are human.
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 Enough is enough.
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 Free Africa.
Free Africa.
Free Africa.
Free Africa.
Free Africa.
Free Africa.
Free our brothers.
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 Free our sisters.
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 We say no to slavery.
We say no
slavery. We say no to slavery. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We say no to slavery. We say no to slavery. We are not for sale. We are not for sale. We are not for sale. We are human. We are human. We are human. We are human. We are not for sale. We are not for sale. Free our brothers. Free our brothers. Free our sisters. Free our sisters. Free our sisters. We are not for sale. Our brother, you want to say something quickly?
Yes, sir. We are not for sale. Gang unite. Okay, just a quick one, people. Basically, this is content over everything right now. When I say content, you say over everything. Content! Content! Okay, so anything that happens to our people, content over everything is trying to cover. From here, we'll be going to Hyde Park Speaker's Corner to do a conflict resolution about Libya and about the brother Terrell. So we're letting you lot know we've got a G-circle in Speaker's Corner from here, and if you don't want anyone to go from here to voice your opinions, come meet us at the G-circle at Hyde Park. We're going to start the G-circle at 5 o'clock. Gang unite! G-circle! 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 Gang unite! We are not for sale!
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. If you want to say something. This shows we are one. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the support. Our brother Miles just want to say something.
Alright. I can't play this drum and use my voice at the same time, right? So let's tune in the ancient way, right? Hold on.
Woy-oy! Woy-oy! Woy-oy!
Come on. Get up, stand up. Sing it out. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Run. Don't give up your rights. Get up, stand up. Sing it out, people. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. One more time. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't tell me what heaven is under the earth. Sing it out. I know you don't know what life is really worth. It's not all that glitters is gold, and half the story has never been told. So now we see the light. What we gotta do? Stand up for your rights. Yeah. Get up, stand up. Africans, stand up for your rights. I can't hear you. Get up, stand up. Let them hear you. Stand up for your rights. One more time. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Hey, get up, stand up.
Free Libya!
Stand up for your rights. Say, driver, the table has turned, yo. Catch your fire, so you can get burned. What? Say, driver, the table has turned, yo. Catch your fire, so you can get burned. What we gonna do? Hey,
We gonna chase those crazy ballets out of town. Chase those crazy ballets out of town. Yeah. We gonna chase those crazy ballets out of town. What we gonna do? Then I say, get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Free Libya, get up, stand up. Hey, stand up for your rights. What? Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Here we go. Warrior! We never give up the fight. Never give up the fight. Never give up the fight. I said we never give up the fight. 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 Keep going. Never give up the fight. 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 Never give up the fight.
fight. Never give up the 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 fight.
A massive crowd.
Thank you.
Crowd. This is our issue.
Yes.
This is our issue.
Yes.
We want to see a massive crowd here on the 9th
of December.
On the 9th of December. Please pass the message. Spread the message. This has to stop. Enough is enough. 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 We are not percent. We are not percent. We are not percent. Your pain is our pain. 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 Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We are human. We are human. We are human. We are human. We are not percent. We are not percent. We are not percent. Free Africa. Free Africa. Free Africa. Free our brothers. Free our sisters. Free our brothers. Free our sisters. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We say no to slavery. 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 Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Guys, on behalf of all the organizers, we want to thank you. We want to thank you for the turn up. We won't thank you enough. This shows that we are. This shows we are. This shows we are. This shows we are. This shows we are. United we. United we. United we. United we. United we. So this should not stop here because of the Libya issue. This has to keep up. Any issues happening in Africa and anywhere, we black people are oppressed. We need to voice ourselves. We need to voice ourselves. Let's not this to happen anymore to us. We in the 21st century. We in 21st century. We are civilized people. We are civilized people. Why on earth? Why on earth they sell our people in Libya? Why on earth they sell our people in Libya? But let me tell you, it happened in South Sudan. It happened in South Sudan. It's not just in Libya. It happened in the most democratic and civilized, supposed to be civilized country or continent in the United States. We see the black oppressed in the United States. We see them going down for no reason. You know why? It's because we are not this. I'm telling you, I might be way younger than most of you here. But I am telling you, if we are not united, trust me, we're not gonna go anywhere. I mentioned earlier, we have to support our brothers and sisters' businesses. We need a strong economy. We need a strong economy in order to fight. We need a strong economy in order to fight. Let's support our brothers and sisters who have a business. Let's support them. Let's buy from them. Let's make them money. Let's help them make money. I am telling you, a brother or sister who has a business, make money, is another brother who will survive from that money. Because we black Africans, we support ourselves, we help ourselves. So if a business of a brother and sister business succeeds, another black man has succeeded. So let's support our brothers and sisters' businesses. It's really important. From that money, we will be able to educate our kids. We will be able to do so many things from that money. If you see the West are oppressing us, they're oppressing us in Africa. It's because of our resources. It's because of our resources. We have an abundant resources in Africa. They made a system to put us down. So we don't succeed. We have to unite in order to succeed. We have to unite in order to succeed. United! 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 We say no to slavery. We say no to slavery. We are not for sale. We are not for sale. We are not for sale. We are human. We are human. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. So brothers and sisters, let's unite. Let's unite. If we don't, trust me, we will give power to the enemy. If we don't, we will give power to the enemy. Not united, we can do nothing. My voice is gone. Apology. My voice is gone. So I'm gonna pass the mic. I'm gonna pass the mic. Brothers and sisters,
Off is aware of something that happened a couple of days ago, a young 15-year-old man, or boy should I say, was cycling. I just want to say, because you lot are wrapping up anyway, yeah? Was cycling home from the shops with his friends, and he was attacked by a police officer. Yeah? The police officer grabbed him and slammed him into a shop doorway and broke the gum and broke the bone in his gum. He was left with bruising on his brain. He had a seizure, and now he's going to need seizure medication for the rest of his life. This is a young man, a physically fit young man, bright, not involved in any kind of badness, yeah? And he's had the vitality of his life snatched away from him. And his name is Terrell. I want you to look this up. We need justice for Terrell. He's a 15-year-old man. Justice for Terrell.
Justice for Terrell.
Justice for Terrell.
Justice for Terrell.
We are human.
We are human.
We are human.
We are human.
And we need to make sure that we demand the treatment that we deserve. We demand it. We're not asking, we're taking it. We want it.
Guys, the demo basically, we were given the permission until 4 o'clock. So, you know, we will have to stop the demo here because obviously we've been told that the time's up. But before we go, honestly, let's be united. Let's be united. And on the 9th of December, spread the message. Spread the message. Spread the message. 1 p.m., 9th of December. Let's have a massive crowd. Let's have a massive crowd. We've seen the protests that happen in France, that happen in Belgium, that happen in Sweden. Honestly, there was over 6,000 people. We are in London. We are in London. How many of us? How many of us? So next show, the 9th of December, we have a massive crowd. A massive crowd. Let's make sure we block that road. Let's make sure we block that road. Let's make sure we block that road. So the BBC can hear us. Let's make sure we block that road for the BBC can hear us. We say no to slavery. 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 We are human. 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 Free Africa. Free Africa. Free Africa. Free Africa. Free Africa. Free Africa. We are brothers. We are brothers. We are brothers. We are brothers. We are sisters. 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 We are not percent. We are not percent. We are not percent. We are not percent. We are human. 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 We are human.
I'm going to just do a quick spoken word. Because we're going now. Yeah? So it goes like this. Satan and his masons corrupting all the people. No traces on their faces. Are spotted like the measles. Invaded in the slave ships. No one caught the measles. Sorry, drummers. Just for 2 seconds. Yeah. It goes. Satan and his masons corrupting all the people. No traces on his faces. Are spotted spread like the measles. Invaded in the slave ships, no one caught the weasel. Raided from the snake pit and did it so deceitful. The bravest fought against it, the lions and the eagles, but they could not maintain it. Division is a weak force in ages that are ancient. We used to live so peaceful till they chained us up in hatred. Poverty is the sequel, came into a nation, poisoned it with evil. Raised us up in cages, being dark skin was illegal. From babies to old ladies, each other was so lethal. Yeah. Famous for the AIDS that they bragging with their needles. Yes. Brainless education, that's what they teach in these schools. Yeah. Making estimations, trying to deceive all. They calculate, the Negro just went equal. Yeah. The masses basic. We're royal as a regal! I'm probably going to be away in the night, but remember my people, these police officers are here to protect the traffic. We're here to talk about trafficking. So what I'm saying is on the night, we should lock off the traffic. Trust me, lock off the traffic. Because our people are being enslaved somewhere, and that's much more important than where any of these cars are going. On the count of 3, I want everyone to make the loud sound. A sound that lets these pigs behind us know that we're not scared. A sound that they'll hear in the House of Commons. A sound that will make the hearts of slave masters tremble everywhere they are. Yeah? 1, 2, 3.
Thank you everyone. So see you on 9th of December at 1 p.m. and same place here. So thank you everyone again for coming. Bye.
Guys, please don't please put this in the diary. On the 9th, let's all be.
Can't film.
They said they can't film, but we are film. They said they can't film, but we are film. Let me. G-Circle.
Yo, you see that officer there, yeah? He tried to tell man it's an offence to stand there. And I told him his breath was an offence. Yeah? And he needs to go brush his pig mouth and stop eating bacon. Yeah, I know all my ackies will agree with me. Yeah?
So basically, what he was doing, what he attempted to do, was bully a lone female, yeah, and tell her that she can't stand where I'm standing now, for no reason other than to protect property. But we're here to try and get people to protect life. You get what I'm saying from here? And they're not interested in that.
They don't care about the traffic, they care about the trafficking.
But they're here talking about we're blocking the traffic and that. And they got a line of fence all round trying to protect the traffic. But we're here trying to stop the human trafficking. But this is the thing. This is the twisted logic of where people place their values. You get me? It's no longer in life. It's in property. We're seen like just cargo, fam, and this is what we need to stop. Naturally, man's not really on a protesting thing, but yeah, fire upon them. Where them? Fire upon them. Especially this one here.
Babylon on fire. I burn down the whole empire. But them